So here's an honest question. Why do so many Christian couples who love God still struggle with creating a peaceful, joyful home?
The answer might surprise you. And once you understand this one shift, it can completely change the atmosphere of your marriage and your family. Think about Elvis for a moment. Here he was, one of the most famous men on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
He had money, he had the fame, he had the crowds, he had the influence. Everything the world says should make you happy. But when he spoke honestly, he said what he really wanted was something really simple. A normal family life.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, this is something he never truly experienced. And it reminds us of something important. Deep in the heart of every person is desire to become home to peace, to love, and to a family that feels whole. In this video, we're going to talk about how some Christian marriages feel broken and how to fix them. Give us a thumbs up if you're ready to dive in. Point number 1, let's talk about the hidden pressure in Christian homes. We recently went and saw the movie Epic, Elvis Presley in concert. Mm-hmm. And in the audio of that movie, he said something. He talked about his desire to one day to have a family, have a normal family life, I think is the way he put it.
Yes.
So that made us think about, well, if he had problems having a normal family, do Christians today, even 50 years later, still have the same pressures? And we said, yes, a lot of pressure of having a, quote, normal family.
Yes, the perfect Christian home, which is a lot of pressure. We don't want to ever think that Christians have to be perfect in everything. God didn't require that of us. So many Christian couples, they'll go to church, take their kids to church, they'll train the kids right and do all the right things, and they try to be good spouses. But if you take on that pressure of everything being done just right and trying to present this image of the perfect Christian marriage, the perfect Christian family, or, we never have any problems. I know that was me as a single, like, oh, I can't let anyone know I have problems. But that's just not healthy. That's not what God has called us to do. So this can really create a lot of pressure on a couple in their marriage. And really, I think they can feel emotionally distant just because they're each feeling this pressure. And that's something we don't want in our Christian home.
You can be doing all the right things to having a normal family life, but emotionally you may feel still distance from each other. And we can assure you, you're not broken, you're not hopeless. This is not just how marriage is going to be. God desires for you to be whole. God desires for your marriage to be whole, and God wants you to be close to your spouse. Now, there's a big difference. Number 2, there's a big difference between religion and connection, or religion and relationship. God is not a God of rules and regulations. You can't. You got to stop viewing him as the mean old man sitting on the throne, just waiting to whack you on the head. He's not like that at all. He gave his only son for you to die in our place. So he just loves us. He cherishes us. He knows every hair on your head. He just cares about you so much and thinks about you so much. The Bible tells us he sings over us.
Yeah,
he just cares about us.
So much.
He's not a rule-centered God. So our relationship with each other cannot be a rule-based relationship, right, Teresa?
Exactly. That's so good, because if you're just keeping score of wrongs and rights and keeping score on each other, love doesn't keep a record of wrongs. It says that in 1 Corinthians 13, so you can't, be putting yourself down. I didn't do everything right, or I missed this, or I forgot that, or I didn't talk lovingly. We have a merciful God. Grace with each other. You're not going to do everything right. You're not going to get everything right. I mean, that's why you grow in your marriage. You don't start out knowing how to do everything the way you're going to know in 20 years or 30 or 40 years. You grow in these things.
You got to concentrate on the love.
Yes.
And this is a love
yes.
that's not based, it's not transactional. If I do this for you, you can do this for me. I do this for you, I do that for me. It's not transactional. It's not contractual. And we give each other grace, and we give each other mercy, and we give each other forgiveness. And we choose not only to be emotionally intimate and intellectually intimate, but we choose to be spiritually intimate also, where we share things of the spiritual.
That's right.
And that's where the connection comes in. When you can share with each other on the spiritual level, that's where the real connection comes in.
That's right.
Right, Teresa?
That's so true. That is so true. I love to think of that as foundational. You know, if you don't have that spiritual connection, it's very hard to create those connections in the other areas, mentally, emotionally, and physically, because what are you basing it on? Do you really know each other? You know, you need to know each other spiritually, and that's a strong foundation.
And by the way, if you and your spouse feel more like roommates lately instead of best friends, we've created something especially for you. It's a free 7-day devotional called From Lonely to Best Friends Again. And it walks couples through the daily steps where they can rebuild emotional and spiritual connection. If you like a free copy of it, there's a link down below in the comments. Grab a copy today. Point number 3, Teresa, we want to talk about some daily habits that are really, really important in restoring this connection. So strong families are rarely built through big, dramatic moments. They're built on the small, daily connections.
That's
right,
so
Teresa?
good. Yeah, you can't look at movies and say, we're going to pattern our marriage or our family life after that, because they'll have the way they have to construct a story. There's going to be a big climactic moment. It's either something traumatic or something really great happens, and then everything's okay again. And that's not how normal life is, especially the Christian life. Like you said, it's going to be little by little, step by step, daily, steps of faithfulness and trust and kindness and sowing into each other. That's how you build your marriage. It's
That's right.
Not by one big event.
Right. So things we talk about, you got to have 5 minutes a day where you reconnect, where you have a face-to-face, eye-to-eye, no distractions, no devices, where you can reconnect and just talk. And how's your heart? How you doing? What's going on? What can I pray for you about? And then you have that prayer time. And it doesn't have to be long.
That's
and
right.
it may be awkward at first if you never prayed in front of someone before out loud. Just take their hand and thank God for something about them. Thank God for something, their heart, their kindness, and just thank God for that. Each of you do that. Then you pray about a common concern. It may be a child, it may be finances, it may be your future, it may be an issue that you're dealing with. Pray about that and just ask God for wisdom, and and thank Him for the answer. It's really not hard to pray together, and spend time giving encouraging words. Say encouraging words to each other.
Amen.
Your marriage may or may not be where you want it to be. But I'm telling you, as Jimmy Evans says, you have a 100% chance of having a successful marriage. And it starts by the words. Our thoughts and our words and our actions are really important. But speak words of encouragement to your spouse. And if they're having a bad day, or they're having a tough time, or just speak encouragement to them. And
that goes a long way.
It goes a long way. It
long
really
way.
does. Point number 4, we have to build our spiritual life intentionally together. Okay. The strongest Christian marriages aren't just led by one person spiritually.
Right.
Now, husbands, one of the greatest needs of your wife is for you to provide spiritual leadership to the home, spiritual leadership over her, and spiritual leadership over the children if you have children. So that's
right.
really important to her for you to do that. But it takes both of you. So it can't just, and we've seen so many patterns and examples of households where there's one person carrying the load. It might be the wife and the husband not participating, or it could be the husband and the wife not participating. We've seen both cases. But it really takes effort for both of you to walk spiritually together.
Yes, being diligent about your spiritual life individually, and of course, as he was describing, being diligent with your spiritual life together. And that is something that affects your children. And of course, both of you being involved in the spiritual upbringing of your children, not just saying, well, the church will teach them, or the Sunday school class will teach them, or they've got a Bible, they can read it themselves. We all need to invest in the marriage spiritually and invest in our children, always sowing into them what we know about the Lord and praying with them and praying for them. And it takes the husband and the wife, the father and the mother. That's not a one-person job.
Right. A great definition of marriage is a man and a woman naked in the garden, working together, walking with God. And that means you're together.
Yes.
You are together. If Genesis chapter 2, for this cause shall a man leave his mother and father and be adhered, glued, joined to his wife, and shall become one flesh. So it's a merging of your becoming, you're leaving the worlds that you were a part of and creating a new world together. And we both need to walk together with God for that.
Yes, that's right.
Number 5, you got to create joyful family rhythms or joyful family habits. And joy will grow in your home with these type of things. One, you got to pray together. The daily habit of praying together we cannot overemphasize the importance of a couple praying together.
That's right. And sharing gratitude, having times where you, as husband and wife, you talk about what you're grateful for, what you're thankful for, and that's so great to do with your children as well. That's something we enjoy at Thanksgiving, but we can do that all the time when we're together with our children. They're grown now, but still, tell us something you're grateful for. What has the God been doing in your life? How's he helped you? Have good things been happening for you that you just want to remember to thank God for? Because he needs to get all the credit anyway.
Right. Intentional time together and speaking encouragement over each other.
Yes.
Do that. This is daily habits. So remember what Elvis longed for. He wasn't longing for fame. He wasn't longing for success. Just a peaceful home and a family that lived lovingly together. And the beautiful thing is that God actually gives us principles to build that kind of life.
Amen.
If you want to go deeper, we created another video called "You're Not Growing Closer in Your Marriage Because of These 10 Habits. Fix them today." That video explains the habits that quietly damages connection in marriage and how to change them. If you want to watch that video, here it is, and we'll see you over there.